Okay guys, so I'm gonna make a roasted salsa. This is gonna be a roasted salsa from all the ingredients we had in the garden. So right now what I'm doing is heating up a pan, getting it nice and hot. Depending on how much you're gonna make, that's how many tomatoes you're gonna use. These are all the tomatoes and chilies from the garden, and garlic is just garlic that we bought from the store. Now, if you don't have fresh chilies, because you don't have, I have four. I'm using two different kind of chilies because that's what we have in the garden. But normally this is jalapeno and this is like a spicy chili. But normally I use this chile de árbol. It's called chili pots in English, but árbol has to be the tree kind. Árbol. These are the ones that you can roast a little bit, and then you can use that for your salsa. Now they sell these pre-roasted in La Vallarta, in the Vallarta. If you want it pre-roasted, or not, you can roast them by putting them in the pan. But we're not gonna use these because we're using the fresh ones from the garden. So that's why we got our tomatoes, our peppers, and our garlic. Now to peel the garlic, all I do is grab one of the tubes of the garlic and I squeeze it down, and all the thing comes out, and I just leave it here. So I use about 3 to 4 garlic cloves, and of course the chili is depending how hot you want it, Same thing with tomato, how much salsa you're gonna make. If you're gonna make a lot, well, you use a lot. If you're not, then you just make a little bit. Now this is roasted. Now all I'm missing is my onion. Let me go grab my onion. Onion, you can use about a quarter of an onion. That's how much I have in the refrigerator, a quarter of an onion. And all we're gonna do is roast everything. So we're just gonna put it here. No oil, just roast it. Let that roast with its own thing. And like I said, this also you can use for tacos, for meat, whatever you want. I'm gonna cut the onion a little because I want it to roast a little bit better. So now it's flat. For tacos, for chicken on the side. The tomatoes I'm gonna cut in half. And I'm gonna toss in the garlic there. And all we're doing is just roasting all our veggies. That's all we're doing is roasting everything, getting it nice, and get a nice char on it. Crispy skin and stuff like that. Now, you could also do this salsa if you don't want to roast it, if you don't want to do this step. All you do is grab all these ingredients and you just boil them in a little bit of water. Just have water to cover it up. You don't want to use too much water because then the water will make your salsa too runny. If you're going to do it more of a boiled salsa. Right here, what we're doing is roasting it. It gives it just a better flavor. But, so if you don't want to roast, all you do is get a pan of water and you boil all these ingredients together. And then once everything is nice and soft, then you blend it. You add a little bit of chicken bouillon and salt, and done. But right here we're roasting it, but the steps are going to be the same. We're going to add a little bit of water in our blender, and a bit of the chicken bouillon and salt. And then we blend it up and our sauce is done. Now if you were boiling it, you use the water that you boil the tomatoes in and the salsa. But remember, you don't want it too, it all depends how watery you want it. If you want it watery, you add a lot of water. But we don't want it too watery. We want it a little bit thick. So all we're going to do right now is roast. So right now we're roasting. And like I said, we're using fresh jalapenos and the small chiles that are spicy. But if you don't have none of those, just use these. It takes the place of the two ones we're using, and it makes it spicy too. Now, how many chiles you want, that is up to you. It's up to you how spicy you want it. So for me right here, for this one, I put 2 jalapenos, which are small, and then I put about 3 of the little tiny spicy chili piquins, which are that one right there. Those are pretty spicy. Yeah, so right now we're just moving this, our veggies to get nice and roasted. It's getting there. And I got the pan on high because the tomato has a lot of water, so it's gonna take a little bit longer to roast as the tomato releases its water. I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a pinch of salt. So I would say about a half a tablespoon, so it'd be like a teaspoon, and that's it for now. Flavor. This is chicken bouillon. Table salt has a lot of sodium. Try to avoid using that. You can use pink Himalayan, but this one's way better than pink Himalayan salt. So we're gonna let that roast for a little bit, and then we're gonna blend everything else. We're gonna blend everything together. That's how much I want them. I'm gonna transfer them over to the blender. And you gotta remember, this stuff is hot. We're gonna a little bit of water so we'll be able to scrape all that out. That's just a little bit of water, like maybe less than half a cup. Then I'm gonna grab a spatula and loosen all that up, and we're gonna add that to our salsa. That's like tomato skin, onion. There's a piece of garlic in there. That's all rotisserie flavor. You know. That we're gonna add up there. I don't want to get all that stuff up there. Also, when you're blending, it's up to you how chunky you want it or how watery you want it. It's in there. See, you got a piece of onion. So I'm gonna blend it a little bit more. Now, if you want, you got a little bit of water to get all those juices out, all the rest of the salsa out, just a little bit. This is how thick, this is how watery mine came out. Like I said, all that watery depends on how much water you put in there. Remember, the tomato has water. You don't want to put too much water. I like it. I like this consistency because it's chunky. Okay, I just taste mine for salt, and it's perfect. And if you see, like I see this little piece of onion here. I'm gonna get that out because I don't want somebody to eat that out. I'm gonna get that out. So the salsa is perfect. Doesn't need no more salt. Doesn't need no more chicken bouillon. It is a little spicy. There's another little piece of onion, like skin of onion that didn't blend. So I'm gonna get that out. So our salsa is ready. This is a roasted salsa. See the color? How a little bit looks dark. If you were just to boil this in water, all the ingredients in water, it'll be a lot more red, less roasted color. This is ready to go, and that's it. You can use this for carne asada, for chicken, for tacos, whatever you want. All right. Hopefully, this video comes out okay after your mom's does her editing. But this is a roasted salsa with fresh ingredients from our garden. Okay, and remember, you use the same steps. The only difference, you want to make a boiling one, you just boil all the ingredients, and that's it. All right, bye.